Before I read a short excerpt from a weekly email that I sent home every Friday morning. Emails are sent home on Friday was the best day to do it. We didn't work with the Afghans on Fridays at the ministry because it was a day of prayer. So I'm going to give you a bit of a scene setter as to what I was doing in Afghanistan. I was embedded in the NATO training mission as part of a US-led advising and mentoring effort across the Ministry of Defense and the Ministry of Police. More specifically, I was the senior advisor to the Afghan Vice Chief of the General Staff, the number 2 man running the army. In this capacity, I worked with the Afghans every day and traveled throughout Afghanistan, as the Afghans did, working alone, living with them on the road, and occasionally breaking bread with their families. Our mission was centered out of Kabul, in Camp Agars, in the heart of the city. Throughout my tour, I would travel to 27 provinces, see Torkham Gate and the Old Silk Road, the border with China, and as far west as the border with Iran. May 2011, Kabul, Afghanistan. Well, by now, you've heard the news. Bin Laden is dead. That, in and of itself, is not what compelled me to write this week. Rather, it's the observation of the raw emotion of my American friends and partners here at Agars and around Kabul. The wounds from the attack on New York and Washington remain as a constant reminder when troops are motivating themselves to go out and do the business. What I witnessed in the short hours following the announcement of bin Laden's death was a national sense of relief and vindication. US service members openly weeping, hugging each other, spontaneous flag raisings, as so many Americans wanted to fly a flag on that day and take it home as a keepsake to mark the event. They were not alone in this, and I have to confess that I have a Canadian flag flown for just that purpose. We share in their pain, but I, as with many other Canadians here at Agars, have been reserved in our celebration or marking of the event. We have not lost nearly as much. I returned to the Ministry of Defense a few days later. I was curious as to what the Afghan reaction would be. Not surprising, the Afghans remained as stoic and pragmatic as ever. Bin Laden was not the issue for them. For the Afghans, it remains the daily fight with the local Taliban. There were no street parties or public celebrations as the risk to the population remains too high. General Akram was clear when he said another fighter will take his place. The fight will go on. On that note, I will be offline for a bit as I'm heading out.